Hello everyone, Paul Rogers here. Today is December the 26th, 2017. And in my last video, we were looking at these triangles pretty much on every chart and predicting that price would break out of these and head higher. At least that was our hope and our primary scenario. The other, of course, would be a break out to the downside. But I didn't see that really happening because the FUD that's out there was cooling down a little bit. So now we have Bitcoin heading, and we're looking at this pivotal spot right here, which is basically a support, which is now a resistance level. So I expect Bitcoin to hit $16,000 and to have a little bit of a hard time breaking past that. It's possible for Bitcoin to break through it and head directly to 17,000, but I think most likely scenarios Bitcoin will struggle with 16, possibly bounce back down and try to basically re-enter this previous shoulder, which is a really strong, 17,000 is a very strong resistance level. So unless there's maybe some really bullish news or some really strong buying pressure, I see Bitcoin struggling around to break $16,000 to $17,000. So if you're looking to get in, you could of course buy right now, but you could also wait for Bitcoin to bounce a little bit back down and try to pick up some Bitcoin. But buying right now isn't the worst idea either. So you could see a little bit of a bump in alts if Bitcoin does run into some resistance here, meaning that Bitcoin hits here, 16,000, bounces down a little bit. Money could flow into alts for a little while before Bitcoin reattempts and gets enough momentum to actually break through this and hopefully re-enter this trend channel. Now Bitcoin's probably going to have to break $20,000 per Bitcoin, which would be a new all-time high in order to even break into this trend channel. So it has some work to do, but I see Bitcoin as showing some pretty good bullish behavior, and I see Bitcoin heading towards $20,000 in the next couple weeks. So let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum broke out, which is interesting. Broke out of its triangle before anyone else, but it is struggling to deal with this line that we drew, which basically is a old resistance level, but it's a strong resistance level. And once Ethereum is able to break through this, I see Ethereum heading towards its all-time high. So keep an eye on Ethereum. Dash, surprisingly, is underperforming. My last video I said buy Dash now. Well, it's gone up a little bit, but not as much as I would have expected. It could even it even looks like it's still in the triangle, depending on how you draw it. In fact, yeah, it's Dash could just break out to the upside, but it seems like Bitcoin and Ethereum are stealing the thunder right now, and Litecoin's in the same position that Dash is. So the Bitcoin alternatives are suffering a little bit because Bitcoin is breaking out, which makes sense. Ethereum, though, I think it has a good potential to break out, as I've stated before. But there's a lot of other systems that are stealing some of Ethereum's thunder as well, like Cardano. Cardano's done very well. EOS has done very well for a while. NEM has broken out, and these are all other competing platforms. So other platforms are challenging Ethereum's dominance, but not one of them has really come out as the true Ethereum killer, quote unquote. So as of right now, I think Ethereum is still number one. It's still the top place to do token offering and top platform to build on. So Ethereum better get its act together though, and really transition well into from proof of work to proof of stake in a smooth way, and it better do it soon, because there is a lot of competition for the best platform out there right now. And I love Ethereum, and I hope Ethereum does maintain its position at number 2. But I think systems like EOS, I'm going to do a little bit more research on ICON, which some people have requested that I look into it a little bit more. I know it has some pretty bold claims on their website, so we'll be looking into ICON a little bit and hopefully do a video about it later this week. So anyhow, I have a cold and I'm having trouble making videos because I can barely talk, but I'll do my best this week. Anyhow, Paul Rogers out.